Bickley and Marotta Mornings. Arizona Sports. The local sports leader. Bickley Blast.
The Suns and Kevin Durant were once a star-studded relationship. Now their divorce is careening to the finish line with a high-stakes game of chicken. Durant wants to be traded to Houston, San Antonio, or Miami, but those three teams are underwhelming the Suns with their offers, and in return, the Suns are threatening to trade Durant to a situation he does not want. Something has to give, and I hope it's not the Suns' will. They must remember after 2.5 years of disappointment, they owe him nothing. It's not that Durant failed the Suns. He didn't. He remains an elite NBA shot maker, and he provided us with a handful of breathtaking memories. And as he likes to remind us, he cannot be blamed for the collective failure of the Suns because basketball is not an individual sport. But Durant did not lift this team either. He will scream otherwise, overwhelming all critics with statistics and stands, but we have all watched every one of these games with our own eyes, and the Suns got worse every year Durant was on the roster. Team chemistry was always a soggy mattress, and coincidence or not, Devin Booker regressed in his presence. Bottom line, the Suns must be ruthless in finding their very best deal for Durant because they are a broken team currently mocked and ridiculed by most of the national media, and they are a team that cannot afford the price of courtesy towards a soon-to-be former player.
This is also part of, in my opinion, his legacy. You get a chance to lead a team to a championship. People would never give you that credit for not doing that, the Golden State Warriors. They're going to look at you as a mercenary who left Oklahoma City when your team had a 3-1 lead against Golden State, and you decided to join the Guardians of the Galaxy with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. People always associate those championships with Steph Curry, even though Kevin Durant was the Finals MVP in back-to-back years. You go to either Houston or Miami or San Antonio, people are going to say Kevin Durant led that team to championship. Don't think for 1 second. That's not lost on a Kevin Durant when it comes to his legacy.
That is Freddie Coleman from ESPN Radio with the ever-present legacy talk.
Oh, yeah.
Comes to Kevin Durant. How can he change it? Well, yeah, if he leads one of those teams to a championship, his legacy would change. But there's so much overkill talk about this legacy thing. I like the way you look at it, specifically on the Kevin Durant front. Mm-hmm. No, did he hurt his legacy by going to Golden State? Or did he save the legacy of that franchise because they were able to win 2 championships while he was there?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think Kevin Durant gets a bad rap for that because I think that the Golden State Warriors came begging to him. It wasn't vice versa, and they convinced him. Would he have done it again? I'm guessing, yeah. I mean, that's it, NBA Finals MVP. That is the highest award a basketball player can get, in my opinion. That's probably even better than MVP. If you're the Finals MVP, it means you got the chip, you got the ring, and you're the dude who made it all happen. So I believe that. I believe that Kevin Durant has taken a lot of hits for that. When people don't look at the flip side, that had KD not gone there, the Splash Brothers, they may never have gotten back. They may have never recovered from that 3-1 series lead that they lost to LeBron and the Cavaliers. So there is that, but the legacy, and I can see where Kevin Durant is going with this because this is going to be the last act of his career, and his choice of cities where he wants to go, it's confusing to me. It's very interesting to me. It's not indicative of somebody that is looking to win at all costs, and that's his prerogative. But that's part of his legacy as well. And the thing about Minnesota, the reason why I am just rejecting all this criticism by some people that, oh, come on, you got to do good right by KD, is a trade to Minnesota is a team that has been in the Western Conference Finals the last 2 years. You're giving him a great opportunity to win. Yeah.
You trade him to Washington or Charlotte, you deserve all the arrows coming your way.
That's it.
You trade him to Minnesota where he has a chance to, quote-unquote, change his legacy personally and change the history of a franchise. That's if he's not happy with that's on him. So, yeah, it does come down to the Suns doing what's best. And anything that develops, you'll hear it here first. There's another situation. Well, it's not even a situation. It's the reality that the Suns are in. Their dissatisfaction with Bradley Beal at this point, a player they went out and they acquired knowing Bradley Beal's spotty injury history, knowing Bradley Beal was the owner of one of 2 no-trade clauses in all of the NBA and his hefty salary, but here we are going into year 3 of the Bradley Beal situation. And I've always rejected this notion that Bradley Beal was just going to be off this team somehow because the Suns are so limited in what they can do. They'll try to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost impossible to do because Bradley Beal won't waive the no trade clause. I'm not mad about that. He earned that clause. But I find it interesting now that even Gambo, our very own John Gambadoro, who right after the season ended came out and said there is 0% chance that Bradley Beal will be with this team next year. He softened the language. He's now saying, look, I can got emotional about it. Look, the Suns don't want him. They're stuck with him.
Yeah.
That's the reality of the situation. So how do you make the best of it? And there's an interesting report out there from Jake Fisher, who wrote this on the Steinline Substack. Quote, there is likewise some hope within the Suns that moving Durant could possibly present Beal with more offensive opportunity to produce in a manner you'd expect from a player with that sort of contract. As the Steinline has previously reported, various candidates considered during the Suns' recent coaching search were asked how they would try to get the best out of Bradley Beal if he remained a Sun.
Wow. Okay, so it's fascinating to me because for Gambo to come out and say, I got emotional, it leads to a central question. Why are the Suns so angry at Bradley Beal that at one point that they 100% don't want him back? And how weird is it? Because Bradley Beal's a smart guy. He knows this.
Yes. And I've got no inside information.
Right.
I find it hard to believe that the public-facing Bradley Beal is a completely different person than the Bradley Beal behind the scenes and in the locker room. I think he's a genuine guy.
So why the anger, right? That's the question that I'm curious, because how do you reconcile that? How do you just turn and go, oh, you know what? We're so happy to have you. We're going to need you now that KD isn't here. So I think I have some guesses at it, and there have been times when I have been livid at Bradley Beal as well.
Yeah, the availability issue is hard to get past.
And the lack of a hardcore competitor. The incidents where he's just joking around on the court but those are just optics. And optics alone shouldn't make you bail on a $50 million guy. I mean, you willingly acquired this guy.
But that, again, as I pointed out, and the optics that most people bring up when you mention that term is Steph Curry hitting a corner three right in front of the Suns bench, and there was a whole lot of laughing and
oh man, you got me. You good, man?
Back slapping. That is part of the Bradley Beal situation too.
Yeah.
Go back. He's been in the league for a long time. You can see his on-court demeanor.
This is what he is.
Yes.
Yeah. This is what he is. This is what they acquired, and to be appalled at what they acquired is it's alarming. And that's kind of, and there's a lack of transparency about all of that.
Well,
we've talked about that extensively.
Yeah, again, if the Suns were expecting a guy to come in here who was averaging 30 points with a bad basketball team where the offense was geared toward him, he can seamlessly come in and be the number 3 option. Who wouldn't be willing to do that? It's easy. And, we know he misses 30 games a year, but he's going to come here and play 82 games a year. That's a pipe dream.
Yeah. Yes.
My goal as a Suns watcher next year is to really try hard to view and come to terms with that. We're paying Bradley Beal $50 million, sure, but my goal is to view him as a $20 million player. And just be like, okay, go play.
Social media will never allow you to do that.
No, it will never happen. But,
yeah, it's true.
But as a viewer, I just need to come to terms with that's what I'm going to try to do.
And maybe he does take that pay cut after all.
Hey,
hardly.
I wouldn't.
Well, what's interesting to me though, it's his demeanor throughout all of this is fascinating because what the Suns have tried to do, putting pressure on him to leave, and for him to say, no, I love it here. My family loves it here. I love my no trade clause. I'm good.
I'm still smiling.
That takes a certain kind of dude.
Yeah.
Most people would read the room and go, you know what? I don't want to be someplace where I am not wanted. Bradley Beal doesn't have an issue with that.
Let's play north or south.
Yes.
Bradley Beal north or south of 22 points per game next year for the Suns.
22.
Ooh, South.
I think South, but by a slim margin. I think he's a 20.
That reporting is very interesting that Bradley Beal was a topic of discussion with coaching candidates. Because the reality of the situation is setting in.
Well,
he's going to be here, and to pay him $50+ million to go sit on the couch would be absolutely foolish.
You have said this all along, that it never made sense to you that the idea the Suns could just wipe their hands of Bradley Beal.
He just vanishes?
That he just goes away, or they just pay him his contract and say, go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Wow.
And here we are.
But again, what are you going to do with Bradley Beal next year? Are you going to, is that your backcourt again? Are we going again without a point guard? That's not a good idea. So there's some issues.
There's been issues.
There's been issues.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.